the drink. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
One morning, he had a rule that I had to make my bed before I go to the bathroom. Right? Before, that's the first thing you do in the morning. You go to the bathroom, you come back, you make your bed, and then my bed had to be made before I left to go to school, period. Okay? But he made up some BS because I didn't make my bed before I went to the bathroom. We're not going.
Wow.
And I said to him, Dad, let's be honest. We weren't going anyway. And he was like, well, you never know. I'm like, no, I know.
You already knew.
I already knew. So I think it, for me, if I have the means, I'm going to go to a sporting event. And yes, I want Nick to have those memories.
We had to pay Riker $20 to find out when it actually was like the first initiate. So he found out it was from a show where we were starting the show, we were doing our intros, and my brother-in-law, UK Steve, who's been on the show a few times, he cracked a drink, and Alex said, okay, crack him if you got him. And it was just like this off saying that Alex did. And literally, I think from that moment, anytime someone cracked a drink, we all just started to say, which naturally is kind of what the three of us will do. Like if someone says something that sounds somewhat catchy,
we'll repeat it. We'll just repeat it. And that just kind of, and it's fun. It's fun. Not only is it fun to drink, it's fun to when you crack a drink open. So it just sticks. It naturally sticks when you do it. So it was a total off the cuff. It was never planned. J just basically said it one time, and then I think even the next show, someone else might have said it, and then it kind of stuck.
And a pair of football pants that were just plain white that I had to paint the green stripe on the side. Literally, I taped it and spray painted the green paint on the side with like a color, like a clothing color dye. Right. And I go down there, and I'm at the game 3 hours early.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they're going to let me in with the shoulder pads. I've never done this before. So I'm at the game 3 hours early. They let me into the stadium. And I'm in my seat. And for the 3 hours before game time, I'm going nuts. I am like you see me all the time.
Yeah. Uncles. I come from a big musical family, man. So I'm not sure if you ever heard of Rudy Love and the Love Family. If you ever listen to American Gangster, the soundtrack, right? There's a song by Jay-Z and it's called Sweet. And you hear that dun 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 dun. That's my uncle, my great uncle Rudy on the guitar. So they sampled Kanye West and Jay-Z sampled my family's old song and put it on the album. So back then, like that was just like the pinnacle, music, man. So I come from a musical background. So I was raised by my uncles, my aunts, my grandma, cousins and everything, but I didn't meet my dad, so I was like 26, 27, something like that. So
since about 1988.
Since 88. So what led you to opera?
Well, believe it or not, I went into college and I wanted to be a professional contemporary Christian artist because, man, I loved all the singers back then. Larnell Harris was one of my favorite singers of all time. He sang with the Gaither vocal band, and man, I'll tell you, I get there to college, and the opera director there, he's like, "You got too good a voice to be singing contemporary Christian opera." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "You need to be singing opera." He's from Tennessee, and he's got the hit of the deep. I don't know, but so he talked me into it. I didn't know anything about opera.
Because if we match, then it's part of mom's family. So if we're someone who don't match with us, because she already took the test, right? So whoever don't match, will know that's from my dad's side of the family, right? So Terry was the first one that my sister didn't have. So bam, I found my aunt. So my wife, being the investigator that she is, boom, hit Facebook, hit Google, bam, 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 bam. Found my Aunt Terry's Facebook page. So we reached out. Hey, my name's Michael Sanchez. I'm looking for my dad. Do you know where Jeremy? She goes, you know what's crazy? She goes, I have a brother named Jeremy that's from California. I don't know him well. He just found our dad when he was about 30.
Wow. You know, I spoke, I preached, I wrote a book on Christianity. It's on Amazon right now. It's called Chase the Whisper. And I had the opportunity to talk about that book for a long time. And, you know, it's a part of my life. And I, you know, I don't think we all have to go to church to be religious, but I think if it's just a part of your life and your morals and your values, I think that's important. You know, treat others as you want to be treated.
You just dropped another bomb. You are an author. You've written a book.
I have, yes.
how many cowboy content creators say that they actually written and published a book? Not me.
There we go.
So was she the ride or die in the family, bro?
Oh yeah, that's the rock. That's the heartbeat and soul, backbone, all whatever you could think of. That's who she was. That's who she is right now. You know, so we all leaned on her. She helped us grow, taught us, you know, as much as you can, especially with boys. Growing up, you know, raising boys, a mother can only teach you so much. But what she did teach us, we took that. We, you know, she helped us mold ourselves and get us on the right track to where, like you said, sometimes it don't go the way you want to go as far as like your life. Like your life, maybe depending on circumstances, you can go left or right. I feel like she kept us on the right path, and that's all you can really ask for. You know, raising 3 boys and a girl. It's only so much you can do, but I feel like she did more above and beyond what she could have. So we thank God for her every day. Like I said, that's my rock. That's our rock. We try our hardest to keep on, you know, making her proud as much as we can, and that's what we do day to day, man.
Got involved with that wrong crowd. You know, he told me, you know what, he said, you're gonna be involved in this, and this just, you know, learn how to make money and don't be stupid out there.
So he never tried to discourage you, huh? It was like, hey, if you in it, you in it now, huh?
If you in it, just be smart about it.
Right. Now, the question was, were you smart about it?
I wasn't. I was, you know, you young, you dumb, you think you got money and you have, you know, you want to show off and here and there, you know. Like I guess how we always say, if we knew then what we knew now, man, we'd be billionaires, man. But you know, we didn't. You know, we were young and dumb and trying to be flashy back in the days, and you know, so it was always trying to be cool, and you know, we had it, so it was always like that.
Yeah, so the flashiness got you caught up on with other things and stuff like that. So did it ever just get you where you had to do some college life?
I did, big fella. I did do some college life. So I never graduated. I actually graduated from the School of Hard Knocks, right? But
Cowboys.
What's up? Man, it is Sunday again, and a long awaiting. It's been a long time since we did conversation with Chris. It's all my fault. I was traveling back and forth between Colorado and Texas, and my guest today, literally we had planned this a long time ago, and just because of me. But today it is here. It is finally here, man. I've been waiting patiently because we got a lot to talk about. And let me bring my man up. He is DJ Kai from One Star, One Family. DJ Kai, what is going on, baby? What's going on?
What's up, Big Chris? Much love, bro. What's up, man? Hey, you've been on the move, literally.
literally. Bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, DJ Kai is my man. Look, me and Kai, how long we've been knowing each other? What, about 3 years now, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe
we've been crossing paths, you know, here and there, and following each other, and fortunately, we, you know, stood in contact, man. We stood in connect, and we're able to, you know, get at each other with different, you know, things going on over there in Texas, because you were residing in Texas. Now you're not, but you were right there. So, man, it's been real cool staying in contact with you guys. You and like we saw 21 Armando 21, all the guys, you know, Gary, you know, that's when I first came up on you guys with the Cowboys Huddle. But nah, man, you guys, yeah, much love to all you guys, man.
Man, this has been a long awaited conversation. When we first met and just talking, just hanging out, you know, you've been to the house before and just telling me a little bit about your life story, right? And I was like, no, man, we got to get Kai on conversation with Chris because his life story is wonderful, it's fascinating and everything like that. And I was just like, okay, he's recently retired, so he got all the time in the world. But no, Kat, I think you're more busy now than you ever have been. But we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that.
Yeah.
So Kai, I want you to tell the audience, what is your real name?
My real name? So my real name is Cayetano. Cayetano is my first full name. Cayetano. Actually, middle name is Hernandez and Montaño Jr. So believe me, I got clowned a lot because my name is so long, but Cayetano Montaño, I'm a junior. My father was the senior, and he was nicknamed Kai, so I kind of, you know, everyone started call me Lil Kai, or you know, actually Chinito, because they called my dad looked kind of Asian, even though he wasn't. It's the native in him, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of did that also because and ran with it because it's just easier for everyone to pronounce.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, how did it turn into Kai? You know, so growing up were you just Lil Kai?
Yeah, well, I was just Kai, and actually because they called my dad Chino, which Chino is like Chinese, you know, in Spanish, and you know, kind of word towards that, but so they would call him Chino because he has, you know, the eyes native, so he had the high, you know, cheekbones and stuff. Right. But so they called us the Chinito, so they call me Chinito because I'm just, you know, right before the big Chino. So that's what I was called, and then it went from Chinito to Nito, and then like I had all kinds of different nicknames coming up. But yeah, but Kai, because my parents did you know, divorce when we were young, so we actually grew up, you know, away from him. So that's why it wasn't Lil Kai, it was more just
Kai. Just Kai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we gonna get into birthday, man. You know, you're pretty young, right?
I try to be. I'm trying to be
to be retired, but you were born June 27th of 73, and this is the fascinating part. I bet a lot of people don't know this. You were born in Stuttgart, Germany.
That's right.
And I told you before this show started, I said, man, my wife grew up in Germany. She was a military brat. So was this Germany because dad was in the military?
Dad was in the military, and Mom went over there, and they stood there for, I believe, like a couple years, year and a half, couple years. And then, Stuttgart, Germany, man, that's a spot. Birthplace of Bavarian Motor Works, which that's where they have their huge BMW plant. So that's my run with it, is, you know, like a Beamer right here, machine.
you're like a Beamer. Now, do you have any memory of Stuttgart? How long were you in Stuttgart?
I don't. I was young. I came back in a car seat, I think, from there. I don't remember. I do not remember Stuttgart at all, but there's a couple pictures from over there. So yeah.
So you can say, if you wanted to, you can claim dual citizenship, huh?
Yeah, I can do that. But that's why too. I like, you know, we've fortunately been to Europe and stuff, but like we really want to go back over there to check it out. You know, that would be really cool to see. It's cool to come in contact with Cowboys fans that are over there in like the UK and stuff. So I mean, I want to go check that out, and Sherry wants to go check that out with us. We'll take off when we get ready and go cruise around over there.
Well, Kai, it ain't like you don't have time, bro.
You would think I have time. You know what? Time is going by so fast right now. It's not even funny. Like, it's really tripping me out. Like, I'm thinking it's Wednesday when it's actually Friday, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like, I thought today was Wednesday. So yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip.
Right. So Kai, when you got back from Germany, so did the family settle down in Bakersfield?
No, we were actually originated out of Delano, California.
Where's Delano?
So, Delano is like 30 minutes north of Bakersfield.
Okay.
Off Highway 99. Grapes, vines everywhere. Cesar Chavez, that is fasting right there. Like, that's the big time vineyard area. So growing up, I did have a lot of family, including both my parents working in the viñas, out there busting their butts. So my aunts, uncles on both sides of the family were just out there, doing their thing in them grape fields. So yeah, it was a trip, laying down at grandma's house while she gets everyone ready. Everyone gets their lunches and takes off to go to work, seeing that, so they did bust their butt to make ends meet, and I had a lot of aunts and uncles, so that was a whole workforce out there.
So how old were you when you guys actually ended up in Bakersfield?
Actually, I think second grade was the first grade that when we came to Bakersfield is when we were over here. So we, parents separated, we took off, and pretty much started anew over here, man, just to get away. Mom brought us over here. So she was doing the single mom, live thing over 3 boys, because I do have 2 brothers, Angel and Miguel, and we're back to back to back. So
right.
So yeah, we came over. So she did her thing, worked a lot, and kept us in check. She kept us in check. Yeah. So big shout out, Mom. I love you. Thank you.
I met Mom. Mom is so cool. she's so cool, man. She's the sweetest lady I ever met, man. Let's talk about Mom. Okay. Where did Mom grow
up? She right there, Delano. Yeah, yeah. Delano's were both sides of my family. Pretty much grew up. Went to high school, and all that. But again, once also. Delano High School Tigers. Hey, what's up, DHS? But I still got a lot of friends, a lot of family there. But yeah, it's that's pretty much where everyone was at. A lot of stuff was going on. Again, that's where a lot of the work was at with the grape fields and stuff. But just to get away from a lot of family stuff, I guess the situation. She brought us to Bakersfield, and this is where we've been, man. This is where we've been. So we pretty much grew up here in East Bakersfield, and proud of it. Had a lot of fun, and honestly, we made it. We made it through.
Right. All right. Yeah. So you said you have 2 brothers or 3 brothers?
I got 2.
2 brothers. All right. Angel, have I ever met them?
No, they haven't been out to Texas yet. I'm trying to get them out there, man. I'm really trying to get them out there. So, but no, you have not met them yet. And maybe if you come to our Unity barbecue next year, you will meet everybody.
So are Angel and Miguel, are they Cowboy fans?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, and that's the cool thing is all of us are Cowboys fans. My mom, all 3 of us are Cowboys fans. My mom's a Cowboys fan. Fortunately, my wife's a Cowboys fan. That, but we do have a lot of family that are Cowboys fans, cousins and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Of course, at first everyone's just doing their own thing and watching the team, but obviously now. we're just having fun and being able to create stuff for our family to enjoy and be proud of. You know what I mean?
Right. So in the stack of brothers, are you the oldest, youngest, or middle?
I am the oldest.
You are the oldest. You're the big bro. You're the big bro.
I'm the big bro.
So you were the protector, huh?
You know what? I didn't think I kind of was that way, but apparently I was. I mean, I was the one that when they were fighting, you know, I jump in the middle of it and say, if you guys gonna fight me. Like, let's do this, and we'd smash around. And next thing you know, they're on. Next thing you know, they're on the same side, like laughing about beating me up or us getting some in. And then they're cool with each other. So it's kind of funny, but I guess that was my way of being peacekeeper around the house because we had to do some chores because mom didn't play, man. Mom didn't play. She had us in check. We were in the East Bakersfield, you know, and in an area where, you know, it's really not the greatest, but we did. She did everything she could to keep us in check, stay on top of us, make us do stuff, and again, just you know, us staying busy and then getting into the right things like sports instead of getting into you know hanging around some other friends that she wouldn't let us hang around with because she could already, you know, just sense where that was going. So you know. Again, our neighborhood that we were at, and it's funny because I think a lot of people think, which is really cool that we're doing this, because I think a lot of people think that, you know, I was probably raised with a silver spoon or something like that, but that's not the case at all. It wasn't easy, a lot of dipping and dodging situations and all that just to get, you know, to the next step or whatever you wanted to try to do, but believe me, I wanted to get me some Air Cortezes and stuff. And mom's is like, you are not having no Cortezes. You're not walking around like some little cholo and this and that. So I was pissed. I was mad because all my friends were wearing Cortezes and I couldn't get none. And the red, white, and blue ones, you know, the white with the red swoosh and the blue one. I had to have them, didn't get them.
like any kid, you were influenced by the other kids. You know, you wanted to do what they were doing. But man, you know, man, when you were talking about how my mom was tough, it brought back some other conversations. The guests on Conversation with Chris they were single parent, you know, kids, you know, where mom was the dominant factor in their lives. And I tell people, I said, most guys are mama's boys. And then especially if they were raised specifically by mom, they're very protective of a mom. Are you that guy too? Are you very protective of mom?
I'm protective of mom, but mom's like, she's on the go. She never stops. She's just like, it's hard to even catch her. Like right now, I can't even be too protected because I'm like, where are you at now? Or she's just like, you think I'm busy. She has a, you know, she has a huge heart. She's there for so many people. I mean, it's been from day one. She's always been like that. You need something, call me. It don't matter who it is. I mean, we get upset. We're like, mom, man, you know, relax, take it easy. You don't have to do that. But that's just how she is, man. You know, anybody, her phone rings for anything. She'll take off to Delano to take an aunt to an appointment. She'll take off over here. She's just all over the place. And, you know, we really pray for her and all that. But yeah, I know it wasn't easy, especially for like I said, we're in East Bakersfield. And for those of you watching that are from here, Bakersfield, we grew up, you know, around Miller and Lake Street and Monterey. That's not like, again, that's, you know, not the greatest area, but we had fun, man. We played football in the streets, barefoot. You know, we played the movie Sandlot. We had a Sandlot where we could go play baseball. There were dogs, you know, there was all that stuff that we were able to do and have fun as kids and didn't cost money. So we can go. She's like, come home, do your chores, do your homework, do whatever. Then you guys could go play ball. So we'd be jamming, doing dishes, everything. And then we'd head around the corner to the empty lot. So yeah, it's, you know, we did whatever we could to keep us busy, but yeah, she's you know, it's really exciting, especially with this Cowboys team that she's able to, you know, attend some of these events and she's in the music video too.
I know.
She loves to dance, man. She loves her cumbia. She loves her Spanish music, her cumbias. And she loves to dance, so
that's right.
That was like really cool. I didn't even realize that was gonna be put in the video, but to see that was like pretty badass.
Hey, we were at some event and your mom was dancing and you said, "Yeah, man, mom loves to dance." I was just like, "Man, that's awesome."
Yeah. She's out there,
awesome.
man. She's out there.
say, man, let's talk a little bit about Dad. Is Dad still alive?
He is not.
Okay.
He is not.
When did Dad pass away?
He actually passed probably the year before we did the video.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably like 2.5 years.
Okay.
Now 3 years, about 2.5, 3 years, because
Mm-hmm.
we did that in December. What was that, a couple years ago? A couple Decembers ago. And so it was like probably just a few months before that. Because I remember going to Thanksgiving game, and it is when everything was happening. So it kind of sucked. It did suck because I was actually trying to reconnect with him. I have been, for the sake of my son, so he has no idea what's going on, what's been going on. Obviously it's too late. We reconnect. We were disconnected for about 15, 17 years before we came around to seeing him. And all my son wanted to do is see grandpa, which he didn't really know. He's like, me and my son have a really good relationship,
right?
Which is all I wanted. But for him to have a relationship with my dad, it was too late for him to have one with me, right? At least the way it was, written to be.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Whatever happened, it happened. But the least he could do is be here for, for him whenever he calls. So, and he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. It's just, obviously situations like that, nobody has the complete story of what happened, what's what. But I'm the one that everyone's looking at saying, dude, you look just like your dad. Hey, just the other day, hey, are you Montano? Are you Kai Jr.? Like, they just recognize me because we just look so, I look just like him. So
right.
I did grow up hearing that from people all over. Even while we were apart, people were like, hey, do you have family in Delano? Like, dude, I know your dad. So that was kind of a trip. It's still a trip. It's still happened. It just happened this past weekend at the coast. From a family I never met, but they grew up in Delano, and they're like, hey. So that was pretty interesting. But it's also a cool reminder. Again, he did pass, and I was hoping, he's a golfer. He's a Colts fan, so that's that's what made. If you don't know, that's what they made that video even more special, because we
were playing the Colts. Yep. Dude, I forgot about that until you said that. Dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
isn't it funny how the world works, man? How things come together.
So
you made the video when we played the Colts. Your dad was a Colts fan, and your dad had just passed away.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and you saw me. You saw how into it I was. Like, you have no idea the emotions, everything.
Right.
You probably couldn't tell because we were so busy. We did everything. Fortunately, we were around friends, around a lot of cool, positive people. That's why I really like what I'm doing, because just to connect with all you guys, the support is there. You give support, you get support. And that weekend was kind of brutal. It was fun. A lot happened. It was like, dude, epic, very epic weekend.
Right.
We did a lot, but at the same time, it was like, I went all out.
Dude, and you kept a lot of that to yourself, man. I had no idea that weekend your father had passed away, man. I had no idea. But I guess the video, the game, everything kind of preoccupied your mind because of that. Now, when you got home, was it difficult on you, brother, when you got home? Because then everything calmed down. Was it difficult?
No, it wasn't. I did off to the side. I had a Colts flag. I took pictures in front of the stadium with the Colts flag. Sent messages to. I do have a stepsister. My bad.
Okay.
I do have I'm not step. I have a half sister. So
right.
And we never really talked, but obviously with all this happening, and I look like him, sound like him on the phone. We reconnected, and she, so. I was hitting her up and sending her the picture of me holding the Colts stuff. And
right.
But I will say this: I did buy him a Colts hat one year when we were just getting reconnected, and the Colts end up happening to win the Super Bowl that year. So he loved to clown. He loves to jab, jokester big time, and I vowed after that never to buy anybody that's not a Cowboys fan anything. I don't care if it's your birthday. I don't care if it's your anniversary. I am not buying anything other than Cowboy stuff for anybody.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
Hey, it's funny, man. My son's a Commander fan, so people give me, man, how did that happen, bro? It's a long story, but hey, whatever. Forget him.
Yeah.
But no, we're close too, man. That's funny. So, now let's get into your high school years, brother. Now, what high school do you attend?
East Bakersfield High School, bro. I'm a Blade. The East High Blades. Like I said, our neighborhood's already not in the greatest, and then our high school, deal is a blade, a sword, East High Blades.
not a character, but a weapon. It was a blade. Is it still the same name?
It's still, they call it Bladesmen, but it was back then. Now it's Bladesmen, but it was Bladesmen back then too. But our logo's like cross daggers, cross swords, and blades. It's all about the blades, So so you could go Blades, go. Everything's all bladed out. So it's crazy. Yeah, but no, I had fun there, man. I had fun there. High school, we were very, from. For those that even you don't know, I actually grew up being a drummer in elementary school. I started playing the drums. So I carried that on. Cool. Honor concerts. Did really well. Could read, music really well as far as percussion and stuff. So I did pretty good in the seating on the chairs. High school came, played drums through high school. And played some sports. Football, dude, I was small for my size, honestly, man. I couldn't hang with all the big boys, which sucks because now after high school I did a spurt. Now I'm bigger than all them dudes, so it pisses me off. But I played a couple years of football, and then but baseball was my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball was my sport.
That was going to be my next question. Did you play any sports in high school? So no football. You played the drums, but baseball was your thing, right?
Yeah. So, baseball was my thing. My brothers, they played football. Did really well. My brother Miguel did really well football. He's kind of like one of the mall area linebackers.
Right.
End up being one of our Bobby Blade, homecoming king and stuff. So from growing up where we did to being so involved with sports and everything, that really kept us going, kept us with that team mentality. It wasn't no individual stuff, kept us away from a lot of things that were going on in the area, the neighborhood. But it was fun, man. It was fun. We had a lot of friends that that really looked out for us.
Okay. So after high school, so was it college? Was it military? What did you do after high school?
After high school, I went to college. We have a Bakersfield Junior College over here, so I went to college. And actually, my junior and senior year of playing drums at the high school, the college needed drummers. So I had a couple buddies of mine. We heard about it. We checked it out, and we got the approval. As long as the events don't, overlap or anything, that we could be in the college band also. So actually, I was super busy, man. Already from high school and everything, doing all the stuff. I was already doing this kind of stuff where I played the drums in the high school, and then switch uniforms and go play with the college in a parade,
right?
Doing halftime shows at the Copper Bowl or doing stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was different, but again, it kept us out of trouble. We had fun. We met a lot of people, and got to perform with the Bakersfield Symphony Orchestra, which is pretty cool for being a percussionist. That's all your area directors and everybody that formed this symphony orchestra. But I'm sure that's something people probably would have never pictured seeing me doing.
See, man, you're a jack of all trades. We hadn't even got into the meat of everything yet. We're just at the young Kai right now. We're just at the young Kai.
Oh, and I will say this. I will say this too, man. We're which might trip a lot of people out. We're altar servers, bro, for like years. Years with the Catholic Church. So that's just another thing that mom would, it's all about responsibility and just having to get up. Mom would sign us up for the early masses. So we'd get up at have to be at the 7 o'clock in the morning mass. And we're like, but she's like, get up. And so, I mean, again, all this just, it just started getting us going on that, on get
service.
up,
Service.
Yeah, service. Yeah,
service.
I don't know what the right word is for that, but yeah.
It's
and it is service in our community too. We're at the church, we're doing stuff for people. I mean, it's yeah. So at a young age, we've been doing this stuff. So
yeah, mom whole thing was he's not going the wrong way. They're not going the wrong way. I got them in church. I got them doing this. I got them working. They too busy to get in trouble. Basically. So mom had a plan and she stuck to it. Basically, that's what happened.
and that is and now obviously growing up, you're throwing fits, you're pissed off, you don't want to do it. Now looking at it and hearing it from someone else, you're like, wow, that was the plan. That was her way of doing that. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's hella appreciated and I already know I'd probably be in a whole mess of trouble if it wasn't for, all that happening. We'd be off doing something else because it wasn't easy right there.
Now, so since Kai, we went to high school, we went to college. Now, Kai's a grown man now. And when did Kai meet the greatest woman of all time? When did you meet Sherry the Godmother? When did you meet?
Actually, in the middle of me working a lot. Again, we had fortunately we were able to get out of the neighborhood we were in and took off and moved above the high school instead of being below the high school. So that made every world of difference. But it was a place, my brother can have, some friends. We can finally have friends over and say, oh, dude, that's cool. Let's go over to their house, So that was real cool. But in one of those situations, I was coming in and out of the house to work, and I was always working. So everybody knew Angel and Miguel for being together, hanging out, doing stuff together. They were, closest together and did a lot, but I was always working, doing 2 jobs, 1 job, whatever it is. I was always doing my own thing. Right. And so she tripped out to find out they had another brother. So we just started talking after that, and that was their senior year. So I was, I'm like a year and a half older than her. So I was just working. We just started connecting, and next thing you know, we got married. We've been together, moved in together, had our son, and it's pretty funny. I won't say what I tell her all the time, messing around, but yeah, she says I'm the one that fell for her, but I think it's the other way around.
Now, how long have you and Sherry been married? How long y'all been married?
Actually, you know what? We will be married 27 years in August.
27 years. Wow.
27 years. Yeah. So that is more than half of our lives, so, which is, and it's still cool. I mean, we're having fun. We're doing stuff. We're trying to find stuff to do together all the time, stuff with both of our interests, have each other's backs. But it wasn't easy, man. It wasn't easy. Cause then once I left the house, then it was about me taking care of my family.
Right.
So I was working, man. I was always working in sales. Always had 2 jobs. Even when she met me, I had 2 jobs. I had a daytime, 9 to 5, and then 6 to 10 after that. So again, I was always booking it. And when we, she ended up pregnant with our son, and I was like, okay, I got this. I can handle this. So yeah, we moved in together, and it's funny because we moved it in together on April 1st, April Fool's Day, and it seems like a lot of stuff happened on April Fool's Day for us. We moved into our other house after that on April 1st, and it's kind of funny, but just always working, man. I went from doing irrigation to designing irrigation systems for people. They just bring in their plans, so from starting to the stock room to actually being out on the counter, knowing what I'm talking about. My managers always told me, hey, you gotta earn your spot up here at the counter. You can't just come up here and start taking over. You gotta know what you're doing, talking about. So just started doing everything I could to learn about what we were doing. And then I was over in the department store selling shoes. So I was Al Bundy for a living. So I did sell men's and women's shoes. So I'm over here like, dude, but it was in the air conditioning. I didn't care. It was
it wasn't out in that heat. Yeah, it wasn't out in that heat.
It was nice, air conditioned. You had guys, you had women, you had people to talk to and BS. And I wore a suit, dude. I wore a suit and tie for years. Dress shoes, man. I got tired of that, but that's one of my things. I've been in sales a lot, selling candy bars when we were little, to go on trips, doing all that stuff. We had to earn everything that we got. Had to earn every quarter from selling the candy bar, everything just to make some of these trips. And I will bring this up. I was in a youth band when I was like in elementary, junior high, and we went to the East Coast and we had to sell our asses off with candy bars because mom didn't have the funds. Other people in the band, parents probably bought the boxes of candy bars like a lot of parents do now, but back then we'd go to PG&E, we'd get dropped off and be out by the water district, beginning of the month, let's hit these spots and sell candy bars. So I really have a lot of love for my brothers, appreciation, thanks, respect for my brothers, my mom for helping, because I went to the East Coast. I got to see the Twin Towers. I got to see the Statue of Liberty. I got to see stuff that was on TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you see on TV only and come back to East Bakersfield, and like it just changed the way it was for me. So it gave me a lot of motivation to do more. And it's just really cool doing that. But yeah, I've always been in sales, commissions, so I've always had to earn my checks, earn and do a lot of stuff before, which I know you're gonna mention my Department of Corrections, but I went from there to selling cars for 5 years, Acura, BMWs, and Nissans, and actually was close to going in finance because I was a youngster.
Yeah.
I was a youngster. I've always been the youngster of a lot of my jobs. I was always the youngster, but I was always trying to learn and, pick people's brains and try to figure out like, hey, how do you do this or how are you doing that? And golfing, that's another sport I do is golfing. So
yeah. So now you and Sherry get married young. Okay.
Yes.
You had your son. All right.
Yes.
How old is your son?
He just hit 30.
Your son's 30.
I said 30. Yeah.
Dude, you don't look like you got a 30-year-old.
I know. He's got a big old beard, too. He's got a beard like yours. I'm like, dude, and he's taller than me. So people look at him. They look at me like, okay, that's your son. But they look at Sherry and they're like, there's no way that's your son. Like, there's no way. So, yeah, we got married 3 years after he was born. I mean, we did everything backwards. I mean, we got the house, we got the cars, we did everything. And I think to get our stuff first. And wedding, you don't know how much that's going to be, but that was like the last thing I really wanted to mess with having to pay for. But we did, because when he was his first birthday party, I was actually late to it because I was selling my very first car. I had family, everybody waiting at the house, and very pissed because they're waiting for these presents, this cake and everything, and I'm over here in finance, like selling my first car. So, it was a trip, but again, I had to do that to get things handled, and it ended up being a good job. I was kind of pretty successful at it for a bit. And to be young and have money and go buy couches and, again, commissions is no joke. So big props to anybody working commission jobs out there, man. You really got to hustle, whether it's hot, cold, it don't matter. You got to be out there doing your thing for your family.
Right. So your son, has he ever been to Texas to the games or anything like that?
He hasn't. I'd love to take him. I will say that he did grow up loving the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Because of Ace Ventura.
Okay.
So he loved that movie. That was his movie when he was younger, Ace Ventura and the Mighty Dolphins and Dan Marino and all that. So he loved the Dolphins, and plus he loved orange and turquoise. So it just worked out perfect for him. So he still rocks those colors, but he wears our hats, our One Star One family. So he loves what we're doing. So to get the support from him and everything is really, really cool. But he is my golfer also. You know, I got him out there golfing and everything with the high school, and made the team there. I was one of the assistant coaches for the high school golf team when, you know, to get out there with my buddy Ed to coach those kids. So it was really cool, man. I think, you know, for him, I was never there. Again, I'm trying to work and get all this stuff handled, but at the same time, I was there as much as I could.
Hey, that's funny. Like I said, my son's a Commander fan. Your son's a Dolphin fan. and you know how diehard Cowboy fans we are. And you wonder how did that happen? But it happens, you know. One thing I told my son, if that's going to be your team, that's your team for life. Ain't no jumping ship. That's if that's your mob, that's your mob. You got to live through it. I said I lived through the 1-15s. I said I lived through the 3-13s. You know, I lived through the Super Bowls. I mean, if it's your team, it's your team. So you know, so a Dolphin fan by Ace Ventura. Well,
Ace Ventura, man.
Thanks, Jim Carrey. Thanks, Jim Carrey.
That is a great movie, though. That is a hella funny.
It's funny.
Movie,
it's funny.
It's good.
It's funny. Now, knowing you and talking to you and everything, and once we actually got to know each other, you told me that you worked for the Department of Corrections in the state of California.
Yeah.
Brother, I wouldn't want that job for any kind of money in the world.
Yeah.
Kai, how did you end up this being your career?
You know what? It was kind of an accident. I didn't really want to be a correctional officer, but you know, I took a family member to go take his test over there, wanted me to go with them, and so I went, and while I was there waiting for him, I was just walking around and walked in the office. There were like applications sitting right there. So I threw it in my car. A couple weeks later, I was washing my car and reached under my seat and I pulled out this application that had to be postmarked that day. And I'm like, okay, is this a sign? Like, what is it? So I ended up filling it out, taking it to get postmarked and sent it off. And at the time, the dealership was changing hands from the owner to a bigger company, Lithium Motors. So I didn't know what was up with me with the dealership with becoming a finance guy because I was already in training. They usually bring in their own guys. And I was already starting to do vision, mental, you know, tests for the corrections. And it just happened that it was, next thing I know, it was time to make a decision to go to corrections or pass on it. And after looking at the benefits and everything of the state of California and it having one of the best benefits in the state, like anywhere, I really just did that move for my family. You know, I was just at the situation where I was like, no, I need consistent money. I'm tired of commissions. I'm tired of up and down stuff. I need a career. After golfing with all these older guys and finding out they had careers and retirements, and we don't talk about that stuff growing up on the east side. You know, nobody tells you that. A lot of aunts and uncles at that time weren't buying houses. You know, it's just, I just saw the stability, the insurance. My son, you know, was young. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this for my family. Like, I don't even care, you know, what I gotta go through. I want to get this settled for them, you know.
Right.
So I did it. I accepted. We went to the academy, got through it, went straight to a prison, and from there, man, just did what I had to do. It was not cool. It was not easy, but I am fortunate that I ended up at the spot that I did because there's not as much going on as these max security prisons. But yeah, you had to keep your head on the swivel and make sure, you know, we had a lot of interaction with the inmates, with the guys. So I do what I'm doing, man. You know me, I'm a talker, and I talk a lot of ways out of certain situations for them and for me. Like it's definitely mentally tough to go through days and 16-hour shifts like that, and to come home to the family and still be cool, you know. And it's definitely not easy, but
because that was my thing. I was like, working in corrections, man, you know, anything, anytime, anywhere could pop off. Okay. And your safety, the people you work with safety, the inmate safety is in jeopardy. Okay. I guess my question is, was it ever a situation where your safety was in jeopardy? Were you afraid for your life at any point, or a co-worker's life at any point while you were there?
Fortunately, I don't say fortunately, but you got to be aware of your surroundings, man. You got to know where you're at. You got to know your guys. You got to know, you know, when you're in a housing unit, which is where you start off, you know, being in a housing unit. We had like 366 guys in one housing unit, tiers and everything, no cells, a lot of different gang affiliations, 2 officers, no gunners. Like, how are you going to keep the peace in there? You know, it's not easy, but it's a huge test. It is a huge test, and you got to earn your respect. You got to be fair. You have to do all that. But like I said, it wasn't easy. You got to really stay on top of things. You got to do what you say you're going to do for the betterment of everybody in there, you know, because once they start seeing you lean one side, you know, favoritism or the other way, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. But at the same time, it's being a talker and being fair with everybody in there. I could ask a guy walking by, hey, grab that mop, you know, thing, and mop that up, you know, so no one slips. And they're like, okay, cool. Because I got at them like that. They knew me like that. I could get at them, but believe me, there's other officers that do not get at people like that, and that's when you're having problems. But yeah, there were situations. I have been in one of my first big riots I was in. It was like 106 guys fighting on the yard. I ran right in the middle of it, spraying dudes, hitting dudes with batons. Back then, that was just protocol, how we did it. And it was nuts. It was nuts. That really made me think about, shit, I still got hella years to do. You know, is this how it's going to keep going? Like, but the night before, they told you bring an extra lunch tomorrow. Like, they already knew stuff was.
They already knew. They already told you were pre-warned, basically. Wow, that means they respected you, right?
Well, it's, you know what? It's one of those. Again, it's one of those respect things. You already knew something was probably going to happen, and pretty good, like hella good chance it was going to happen. But knowing that and then not showing up, calling in sick or not showing up that next day, you might as well be 86. You might as well like just not even talk to anybody for a few years. Again, that's all part of showing up, handling your biz, and doing what you got to do to earn the respect of everybody. So not just the officers, fellow officers, inmates, everybody. Like it's a trip, man. It's definitely a different mentality. When you're running a housing unit and you have, you know, shot callers and all that, guys you could get at, and you're on an understanding and everything runs smooth for you, but not for other officers. It's kind of, you know, cool like that, but you definitely have to handle your business and stay on top of everything. I know people don't picture me doing all that stuff, you know, probably yourself either, but yeah, it's definitely a trip, and it wasn't easy. For Sherry and I, it wasn't easy for all three of us, our son, Sherry and I. It was very challenging, a lot. I mean, I've had dudes that just came in our house unit that thought they had everything come, and big dudes standing in front of me with their fists clenched, like just looking down at me. And I'm looking at them. I'm like, you know, I don't care who you are, dude. These dudes been here before you, and
right,
you got to earn your props to me. Like, and it's a trip, but everybody's watching. So it's it's a trip, and you don't know which way things are gonna go. Situations, they could go one way, they go the other. Fortunately, he backed off, and that really set everything in that house unit. Like, dudes coming up, like, thank you, like, man, you don't even know. Everybody's like talking about you. So but again, I could have been hospitalized. You know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. But a lot of that stuff, like I said, it's even though it's a lower security, the opportunity for something to happen is there because we didn't have cells. Dudes could just go off. Dudes did go off. We'd be sitting there, all of a sudden, boom, right behind us, dude gets slammed. You're like, oh shit. And next you know, you got to respond. So it's kind of crazy because now there'll be a fight happening and my heart rate won't even go up. I'm just, you know what I mean? It is. And that's just your heightened awareness. That's just your body telling you, like, okay, what are you gonna do next? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, so it's you know, it definitely changes you. But I mean, not really for the worse, but it definitely heightens your awareness on everything going on. It is fun, you know, me doing what I'm doing. It's not normal for someone that used to be an officer to be doing stuff like I'm doing.
Right.
Because people don't get out there. I could have been one of them dudes that walk into a restaurant and sit with their back to the wall because they want to see everything and all that. You know, there's things like that. So I'm fortunate. I feel blessed that I came through that without being, you know, like to that extent or extreme. But there are a lot of friends that are like that, and you know, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, did you have any coworkers or yourself that have what is it called?
PTSD.
PTSD about working in that environment. Do you have coworkers or yourself that may have that at one point?
Oh yeah, it's, you know what, anything like that. Again, military. You know, we just have 4th of July. You know, people that have been on tours, you know, they just hear stuff that remind them of things, and their body reacts in a certain way without them wanting it. For me, I thought, oh, I came out of this cool. I'm cool. I'm just gonna do my thing. Up until I was talking to a friend at a Costco. He pulled up in his car. We were outside, and I was just getting out of, hey, how you guys doing? All of a sudden, the buzzer goes off. You know, in a Costco, some little thing. And my first reaction, I just, boom, you know, I was just like, what's going on? Where do I got to go?
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck just happened? They were looking at me like, bro. And I'm like, dude, I was really tripping out that happened. I thought I was cool. I didn't think I had anything wrong. I thought I'm good. But it wasn't until stuff like that happens that you're like, wow, I do not realize that I am actually affected. I actually, you know, is that how it's going to be now? You know, so it's like that. But again, it's I pray for everybody that's been through, and it's not just officers. You know, you have a lot of firefighters, everybody, first responders, show up to traumatic scenes. You know, and it's not cool, man. It's not cool. And again, I just pray for everybody that's a first responder or has anything to do with having to protect somebody, save somebody's life for a living, and all that, man. It's not easy.
Yeah. So I now we talked about career, we talked about family. Now let's talk about you, okay?
Okay.
How and when did you become DJ Kai? Because I know you DJ too. So when did that happen?
When did I DJ? Okay, actually, when I was in the Department of Corrections, we got furloughed. So they not only took away overtime, they had dipped into our actual salary. And I was like, wow, because we moved out a couple years prior. We're renting out our house, and we bought a bigger house, and we just had a lot going on, and I could not afford to have that happen. But a lot of people are like, bro, you know your music, like you should like DJ. And I'm seeing other people DJing that I know, like, dude, I could have did a better job, you know, a little better than that. But that's when computers were starting to come into play. I didn't have the money to buy all these records. So yeah, I'm not an OG DJ like that, but I had all the tracks. Like I had CDs galore. I had like 400 CDs, you know, your Chronic CD, your DMX, your, you know, Sade, Best of Sade. That's my girl right there, by the way.
Right.
And and Sherry's very eclectic. She's my rocker chick, you know, she's got her Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith and all that. So together we had like all kinds of music. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? So I actually lived in a gated community, so proud of this house, but we were furloughed. How do I keep it? How do I make a couple extra bucks? So I started buying equipment. I said, screw it. Before my credit goes to crap, for this furlough. Hey, check this out though. I called my buddy Brian. I was like, hey, Brian. I said, dude, because he's the one DJ called Digital DJs. I said, Brian, I need you to come to Guitar Center with me. He's like, why? I said, I want you to go show me what kind of equipment I should get if I, you know, wanted to DJ. All right. So we took, you know, my truck. We took off to Guitar Center. I applied for a card. I already knew what was coming. I applied from selling cars, credit, everything. I already knew all that. So I was like, boom, went and applied. Cool, you're approved for this much. And everything, I told the salesperson, hey, everything my buddy said that that I need, I said, put it in a pile right here.
Right.
I need those speakers. I need those stands. I need everything I need to do an event tomorrow. And that's what happened. So I got it. He got wires there. I didn't even know how to connect all this stuff. I just knew I had everything I needed to do it. And next thing I know, I did a little gig for some buddies. I had a dance battle. I was doing freestyle. You know, we were playing the Egyptian Lover. Like I was just jamming, running it because my buddies were in the dance crew and they were there battling against another dance crew from back in the day. And I was like, that was like what I've been wanting to do all like forever, is to DJ like this dance off thing. And that was my first little gig at a bar. So I did it and it was on point. Next thing you know, someone was there having a wedding coming up. Hey, do you do weddings? I go, I haven't, but yeah, I'll do it. So and from there, it just started going to weddings. I had to buy more equipment. It's all good. I had to buy more equipment. I had to go get more lights because now these places were big. And from there, I just kept going and it just never stopped. So yeah, it was crazy how it started, but from there it just took off. And now, I mean, I was part of the Kern County Bridal Association, so I actually got a lot of referrals. I did a lot of really nice weddings, a lot of stuff, MCing, like all that. But it's crazy. I'll be at work dealing with stuff, lockdowns and heat and swamp coolers and all this stuff. And then on the weekend, I got to be in a, you know, dressed up and up lights and do a wedding, rest, and then go back to work and do 16s, you know. So yeah, I've always been busy, bro. Always been busy.
So basically, if it wasn't from the prison furloughing you, you would have never became a DJ. So
yeah, probably.
basically, survival made you become a DJ.
Yeah,
survival,
man.
So basically,
like E40 survival techniques.
so basically, Kyle, you telling me you got a lot of hustle in your spirit, huh?
I do.
Because the reason I say this because
I do.
I hate when men that have families and everything or kids don't take care of their family, because everybody got a hustle gene. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's illegal, if it's illegal, it's a way that you can make money to hustle and take care of your family. Right. So you had a wife, you had a house, you had a kid. Hey man, I got an idea. I love music. Let's DJ. And you hustle to do it, right?
Yeah.
So man, that's mad respect. And then it turned out finding it's something that you actually loved, right? So you loved it, man. So now, so how many years have you been? Because you still kind of do it on the side too. You still do DJs on the side. So how How long has it been since you've been DJing?
It's been like 15, 16 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, 15, 16 years. And yeah, it's, I mean, I'm glad I started DJing. Now I have all kinds of equipment. I can do all kinds of stuff, which is cool. Be very professional about it and everything. But yeah, no, I'm thankful for that, because that was at that time, that was probably one of the toughest times ever, because I ended up having to let that house go. But I'm in a gated community, bro. My checks being cut. I'm having to go exempt on my checks just to make my bills. I'm close to having to let go of my freaking 3,200 square foot house, which I don't know why we got that big, but we did.
Right.
And I'm living in a really nice area, kind of Desperate Housewives area. But I start picking up mowing neighbors' yards just to add a little coin. So I'm over here mowing 4 of their yards while I'm their neighbor and doing this and doing that. Like, I honestly do. There's a time where pride goes out the window, and like you said, survival. You know, you go into survival mode, just trying to get through it. And yeah, so we end up letting that house go, coming back to our first house. Just, it was empty. We were in between rent. Like, you know, let's just go back, downshift, pay it off, kick back, and man, give me a light at the end of this tunnel, because right now I did not see doing that for another 26, 27 years. And it's hard for a lot of people to do that. And I know for me, having all them jobs, I'm always like, whatever, let's just get it. I'll bust my ass and I'll get it. And like Sherry knows, like Sherry, she's taking care. She's not spoiled. I say she's taken care of. She's not spoiled. Right. Because believe me, there's a lot of time where I'm like, she's like, hey, I want this, I want that. I'm like, okay, cool. Have patience. Let me figure it out. I'll get it for you, but just, you know, work with me. Let me do this, and I'll figure out a way to get it. You know, I want you to be happy and stuff like that. So yeah.
I feel you, man. My wife will always ask, hey, let's do this, do that. Okay. She's like, you don't even have any pushback. I say, look, if you ask me, I know you wanted it. Okay, because she never asked for anything, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if she asked, I'm like, okay. And she's like, I thought this conversation was going to go a lot different. And I'm like, I don't know why. We've been married 25 years. When have I ever said no? She's like, oh well, yeah, I just wanted to ask you. So now, all right. So now let's get into One Star, One Family. I want you to tell me, I mean, from the beginning, Kai, what made you decide I wanted to start a unity group? What made you do
that? Really just experiences that I was going through at the time, I think. I was DJing. Actually, I wasn't around the fan club thing. I was always working again. When I finally got a little time to, you know, commit to doing stuff on a regular basis for somebody, is when I actually started becoming part of a fan club. And that was Cowboys Country 661 here in Bakersfield.
Okay.
And I was actually their DJ.
Okay.
So I actually became the DJ of Cowboys Country 661. Then after a couple years, I became one of the admins. So that was cool, but we were just in a situation where I wanted to do more. I wanted to do some stuff with other people. I wanted to, like, we were starting to travel and fortunately, and starting to see things. And the summer of 2018, we were invited by a cousin Elizabeth to go to a fan zone event in South Beach, Miami.
Okay.
So I was like, sounds kind of crazy. Usually we do our own thing, but it'd be interesting to check out. So we went on this trip, and man, we were tripping out, man. There were Cowboys fans from all over the states there. There were people, we definitely felt out of place because, I mean, we did and we didn't. We did because it was our first time. We didn't know, everything was just overwhelming to us, but it was cool that every time you talk to somebody and you ask them where they're from, they were from a different state. and you talk to someone else, oh, I'm from Virginia. You talk to someone else, oh, I'm from Texas. Or you talk to someone else, oh, I'm from upstate New York. Oh, we're from Jersey, you know, North Stars of New Jersey. And this now I'm like, wow, like this is crazy, you know. We started meeting some people like Barry Gibson, a built different group. You know, we met him just happened to be next to him. We started talking, and next you know, we see each other. We kind of just kick it and BS. And at the time, with the fan club I was with, like I said, I wanted to do more. I wanted to the group to grow. And at the time, we just had some decision makers that really weren't, you know, for that. They just want to kind of just stay right there. And I was like, nah, I'm either gonna quit it all together or I'm gonna figure something else out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. I think Sherry and I were talking, and she says she came up with the name Once Our Own Family. But no, it happened a while back ago. But we and she probably did. But either way, I mean, something had to stick for me for it to hit me a certain type of way. And for me, even when we came up with One Star One Family, to me it sounded more like a phrase than a name. So even I wasn't sold on it at first. Is really, this is just a name. If we were to start something, what would we name it? You know, and that's it. All started with the name, and then we went to. This is when our Cowboys played in the playoff game against the Rams over in LA. I was just finishing up with 661, helping host an event over there, and I was with my cousin Elizabeth, which she's very involved with the Cowboys organization. Emma Smith knows her first name basis, like Aikman, all these players know her, like she's in it. And we're just getting in it. So when I told her, I go, hey cousin, I go, have you ever heard of One Star One Family? And for her to be so in it and to actually stop and look at me and say, no, I've never heard of it. Are you gonna do something with it? And that's why I was like, wow, because she knows everybody.
Right.
Everybody. Fan clubs. She's like, she brings players at the time to break a picture, everything. She was that person. To make her stop and have that reaction really tripped me out. But that also got the ball rolling to where I'm like, wow, if that made her stop and have that reaction, who else can we do that to? Like, everybody in her status with the Cowboys, you know, fan base, you know, wow, let's see what we can do with this. So yeah, I ended up breaking away from 661. I talked to a couple other people, that being Martin Guerrero, which he was with 661. He's a Marine Army veteran, no, Marine veteran. And then Dax Chavez was also with 661, and they're like, dude, that's a badass name. And I'm like, but that's more of a phrase. And they're like, no, that's a name, bro. Like, dude, that says everything. That says everything. Right. So they helped convince me to just keep that and run with it. And I was like, well, that summer was the event in Vegas. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to this event in Vegas. I go, if we're going to do it, I'm not going to play. Are you guys ready? And they're like, what are you talking about? I go, everybody's getting together. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to launch it, and we're going to put it out there like now. And so be ready. And they're like, what? So I called all the people that I met in Miami, Tony T with ATL Block Party, Fred Waters with Star Status. I was calling, you know, all these different presidents of different fan clubs, social media guys, you know, West Coast Cowboys, Barry Gibson. I was calling everybody. What size you wear, bro? I'm gonna have something for you in Vegas. Hey, bro, what size are you? I got you. I'm gonna have something for you in Vegas. So actually, I went over there and just said, boom, One Star One Family. This is the Cowboys Fans Unity thing. We're gonna be based out of Bakersfield. We'd love your support. Here you go, bro. So I was just handing them out to them. I didn't have extra shirts. That's how I did it. Personal. Here you go. You're part of it. And it's way different. It's like kind of not aggressive, but it was inviting, you know, I think, but to include them. But at the same time, it's different because I know a lot of fan clubs have, you know, rules, guidelines and stuff to be a member. So that's understandable too. And I will never hold anybody, you know, anything against anybody for that because that's their fan club.
Right.
But I did do that, and I was really tripping out to where the next day at a pool party, I see one fan club president coming around wearing our shirt. Then I see another one coming around wearing our shirt. Then I see, you know, Barry G, you know, coming around wearing our shirt. I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like, wow, like it really blew me back. And yeah, and from then on, man, we knew we were onto something, and we just wanted to be inclusive as much as we could, and just be a connection because we're not a fan club. The whole mentality was just to create something that people could be part of without being committed to on a weekly basis.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, fan clubs, hey, all the respect in the world to all the fan clubs out there doing their thing for their members. That's badass. But there's a lot of Cowboys fans.
Yes.
Cowboys are the biggest fan base in the world.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people out there that don't go to fan club stuff because they don't want to have that weekly commitment, or they don't know the vibe. And I'm thinking, okay, with me being a peace officer, I mean, quality is a big thing for us. Presentation is a big thing for us. We want to do everything right. And we started getting a lot of families, peace officer families, other families that wanted to come out because they started hearing about us. We got some serious families that are all corrections or all PD or all this that come to our events and they're comfortable.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to do is just create something to get more Cowboys fans out off their couches. And it started happening, you know, and again, big thanks to Fan Zone, because with Fan Zone, we were able to use her platform for the connect with all these people from across the states because we didn't know how to do that.
Right.
But by staying in touch, being in connect with all of them, saying hi here and there, giving them a shout out here and there, and calling, they know we're still in their minds and we're still thinking about them. And at the same time, want to stay in connect with them. So we just started doing that, man, and consistently. And next, you know, it's crazy. A lot of people see the vibe. Everyone sees the positive vibes that we're all putting out. People start coming over, hanging out. Hey, anything you need, let me know. I want to help. I love what you guys are doing. And to this point now, bro, it's really tripping me out. Like, I love what we're doing, but it still trips me out. The comments that we're getting, and all that. But again, going back, it's Sherry's right here doing all our stuff online, our link trees, our, you know, computer stuff. I'm the camera guy, the guy talking to the MC.
Yeah.
And you know what, big shout out to Martin Guerrero. He's been right there from day one. Dax Chavez was right there day one with us. Sherry for right there being, you know, able to, you know, even tell me, hey, all right, then let's do it. If that's how you feel about it, let's do it. You know, and then DJ Raleigh D came in the mix and says, you know, I was DJing, I was MC, I was doing everything. And until he came on the scene with us, and he started loving what we're doing. So now that's it. He's fixed.
Yeah. Shout out to Raleigh D.
DJ Raleigh D.
Yeah.
And then we have Pete Vasquez, our cook, you know, our dude cooking all the food for us at the events with this big old setup. So he's like, yeah, bro, I got you. And we had some big families like the Molina family. They're all Cowboys fans out of Hanford. They're huge support system for us. And like, they're all rocking hoodies, hats, t-shirts. One Star One family sent me big photos of them. They were here at our golf tournament. The Madrigal family, they're right there in the East Iowa group. I went over and kicked it with them, but they're all rocking One Star One family hoodies and shirts and stuff. And for them to tell us they promised never to belong to a fan club ever again, just because of, you know, just stuff that's going on.
Right.
But once they heard about us and what we're doing and that we're from here, they really fell in love with us and were cool to meet us. And we went to go and look, bro, you're here at my house, bro. You're here at my house on the east side. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know how anybody could say anything. Like, I can't, like, who does that? So, you know, just getting real up and personal with everybody, bro. And the support is just way cool.
Bro, and let me say this. I mean to interrupt you, but I, you know, when we first met, I'm glad you corrected me, because I used to say, hey, One Star One family, the fan group, you know, out of Bakersville. He's like, no, Chris, we're a unity group, right? And I was like, okay, well, really, what's the difference? But I know what the difference is, because I've been to Cowboy games on the road. I've been to Cowboy game, of course, in Arlington, and there's different fan clubs and everything. And to me, some of them are more like biker gangs than a fan club. But when we met and I started hanging out and seeing how much love everybody had in your group, I was just like, hey man, this is what it's all about. Everybody that's at any of your events is like family, right? Everybody's smiling, having a good time. I've never been to one of your events and it was never no drama. The word family in your name is true because that's how you feel when you walk into a One Star One Family event. And I have to give you props for that, man, because it seemed like you worked hard. You, Sherry, everybody in One Star One Family worked very hard to make sure it's a family thing. So was that your main focus, though, brother? Once you did start your unity group, was it supposed to be strictly a family thing?
That is, because like I said, my whole family, my cousins, everybody's Cowboys fans. I want them to be able to come and be, bring the kids and all that. And again, big props to a lot of fan clubs, but there's a lot of fan clubs that, they're adult fan clubs, they party, they get on, that's cool. Which we do that too.
Right. But, we do have a good time. We do.
But our big thing, and we talk about it a lot, is there's a lot of families. We know being a Cowboys fan is not cheap.
No. At all.
At all.
At all.
And so we really wanted to be able to create something to where people could bring their family and it not be so expensive. They don't have to pay a fee to be there. They could just show up, and do stuff and really be welcoming, have kid stuff, games, do all that. And it's been taking off. I mean, and that's why we started our first Cowboys fans unity barbecue. So let's talk about that. Our barbecue, which even here in Bakersfield, and I'll put out there, even here in Bakersfield, and this is just an example of other states. Like, this is what's happening. Everybody's cool talking about their fan clubs, which is cool. But this fan club doesn't do nothing with this fan club.
Right.
And that fan club doesn't do nothing with this other fan club. Actually, none of them really did stuff together because they just have their own vibe, their own style, and that's cool. And that's respected. Like I said, there's, something different for everybody. But when we started doing our thing, we started, and a big shout out to SCDCFC, SoCal Dallas Cowboys Fan Club, because they are down in Los Angeles, and they actually were the ones to help us start getting our feet wet with events. And we're like, hey, this is what we're doing. And you know how it is, trying to let another group in that's bringing all this stuff and doing things. It could be, like, hey, what are they up to? What are they doing?
Right.
And to me, I could tell them what we're doing, but actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you say you want to help and we'll show up, hey, you know what? You got an event, let us be part of it. We're DJs, let us bring our equipment and play music for everybody. We're not charging. We weren't charging. We were just wanting to show up and be part of this fun vibe so everyone could have fun.
Right.
And that's what we were doing out the gate. Me, Raleigh, Sherry, we're, people doing stuff. Martine, everybody's just doing what they can to be there and start doing stuff for kids. And me being a peace officer, Raleigh being retired Air Force, Martine being Marine, and Pete being Army. Come on, man. We're all doing some kind of service, country, community, whatever you want to call it. So first responders and all that. We also have a lot of love for everybody, to our service, people and everything. So there's a lot more than just family. There's a lot more that we want to try to do and support each other. But man, to get our feet wet with SCDCFC and get out there and do a lot of that stuff and get that feeling like, man, that was fun. Let's do it again. Like, let's do it bigger next time, or let's do this next time. And we just kept going and going, and they allowed us the opportunity to get out there and do stuff. Well, social media will start coming on. We started hitting social media, and I just wanted to create something that we don't have barriers, bro. We don't have nothing keeping us from getting us as big as we want, but at the same time, just reach out to people and let them know what's going on the other side of the country, the other side of the states, with our people that we talk to over there. Share their stuff, and next, it just started growing and growing, and people started seeing us posting their events in Myrtle Beach or in, their fish fries over in Jersey or something like that. And through the beauty of Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, people could donate from anywhere. And I'm telling people like, man, this reach, if we know you guys know us, we'd love to help. Let us know. We'll help put it out there. But everything just started growing real fast and taking off. So we had to downshift a little bit too, but at the same time, there is so much more that we are looking forward to doing. And we still have to be patient and do it like, again, the support that gathering we did in Texas that weekend of the video,
right?
I went all out, but that was something crazy. Fortunately, we had Kenny Gant we got in touch with, and now we're real cool with him. And I was like, I hit him up. I'm just hitting people up. Hey, what do you think about us doing this over there? Do you have a spot? He's like, yeah, I got a spot. Let's do it. And then we got you, Armando. Shoot, Paul Stewart ended up showing up. We had different people, Cowboy Live Car Club had their cars parked out. That was very impromptu type of thing. I just put word out and I wasn't sure it was going to show up. Well, everyone showed up.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, you never met some of these guys. I see you guys taking pictures.
Yeah.
And then I see these people and Steven Cruz, the flag runner, he's taking pictures with this person. And you guys are all, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like, is this really something we're hosting? We're hosting an event here in Texas that's very personal and everyone's just having fun with each other, smoking cigars. Your first time smoking a cigar with the Super Bowl champ, just chilling.
Yeah.
Like that, like I said, that whole weekend was just nuts. Like emotionally, it was crazy. But at the same time, the intent of everything, the love, the unity, that was definitely felt. And I appreciate all you guys for being part of that. You still are and you will be. So it was just super cool. And now it's just taking off, man. We're all gonna be part of this together. So
hey, it's funny, Kai. My brother, love him to death. He's not the most sociable person, not like us. We love people, right?
Right.
So he would always say, Chris, how do you meet these people? I say, the Cowboys. He said, the Cowboys. I said, bro, I meet a lot of people because of the Cowboys. I said, Kai has a unity group. I have a podcast. Paul Stewart, he's over in the UK. They got the World's Team podcast over there. I Canadian Can Fan up in Canada. They have things. Boots on the Ground in California. All these folks, man, that has one thing in common. The star right there. They got one thing in common, and we love our Cowboys, and we love meeting people, and we love having fun. Okay, so when I got with you and actually came to your event, I never had so much fun in my life. I was just like, man, and then you pop up with Super Bowl champions at your parties. Next thing you know, you're in with a lot of former players. You've hosted golf tournaments, all these things with these Cowboys where you welcome everybody to come. It's open to everybody. Okay. Right. That's what I love about One Star One Family, and I love that what you did to bring everybody together, man. And I know it was just a small vision at first, but you say it's blowing your mind, bro. It's just more to come, right? It's just more to come.
I just know ain't no turning back now, man. It's and with every year that we're doing this, we're learning more and figuring stuff out. We're getting more backing. Again, it's not just Cowboys. We do want to do stuff in our community, and that's all. When I sent you the information, it says One Star One Family Inc. So this past February, March, we're now One Star One Family Incorporated. Okay. So now we have our tax ID number, our EIN number. Now we can get sponsors with the a sponsor letter, and they can write it off. Like, there's stuff that we want to start doing for kids here in the area, or for any, fan club that wants to do something in our area that we have in California. We can use our EIN number to help get sponsors to create those events. Possibly a mentorship thing. I do have time. Fortunately, I do have time, but
just a little bit.
A little time. Like, honestly, just a little bit. But like, I have a lot of friends that are doing pretty good for themselves, that were in the same situation. We grew up together playing ball, youth baseball, and all that stuff. And their car sales or their insurance agents or they're this and they're that. I'd love to get a bunch of our friends together and be like a group to go to the boys club and talk to these kids. Because guess what? I'm still here in East Bakersfield. Like,
right.
I'm still right here. So, and a lot of them are too. And so I've been talking to a couple of people about it. So it's when I'm here is I'm not just here. I'm on the phone and Sherry's like, "Hey, you on the phone again?" But I'm talking to different people, picking brains, just getting ideas, seeing what we could do. And it's crazy, man. The support. A lot of people that aren't Cowboys fans are like, "Bro, I love what you're doing. I'm not a Cowboys fan. You probably won't say me, but you need our support, or you got something that we can help with, let us know." I mean, our Unity barbecue, our rice was cooked by a Niners fan. You know what I mean? And we had other people cooking other stuff that weren't Cowboys fans just because, hey, let me know. I got you, So I love what you're doing. So, yeah, it's definitely, and it's not just us. It's the response that we get from people. The cool thing is we try to give it first because in today's world, you don't get it unless you give it first. And it's sad but true, but a lot of people don't want to be that first person to to tell someone, "Hey, what's up, how you doing?" or be inviting. So we do it without wanting anything in return, just but at the same time, when we do stuff, people are like, "Dude, heck yeah, I see what you do. I've been following you. I've been doing this." I'm like, "Oh shoot, I didn't know you were following us." But they're bringing up stuff we did a while back ago. But now we have our Unity barbecue that's happening. It's an annual thing now, and bro, that thing is getting off the hook. And there's actually a possibility of having a big name at this next one next year. And I was just messaging them this morning. So who knows how big this thing is going to get. But it's hard doing that and still keeping it affordable for families. Like I said, I still have to figure out how to do this to make it cool, because we want kids to be exposed to this, to see this stuff, be part of these big things. We weren't exposed to all that stuff, but we do have the ability to do that. And again, with sponsorships and stuff like that now, we could sponsor families and get them there and not even, and stuff. So yeah, it's all happening. It's all happening fast. We have our camp out. Sherry wanted to do a camp out at the coast. So we started that a couple years ago, went from 8 spots to last year, 24. And now we have 40 spots of Cowboys families with RVs, tents and all that. We took over the whole half a campground up, and it's going to be flying flags. I ordered flags. Everyone's going to be flying Cowboys, their own fan club shirts. Like, it don't matter, dude. It don't matter. We're all together. We're all Cowboys fans. Like,
that's
just
awesome.
enjoy each other, man. Just enjoy each other.
So last week on the Cowboy podcast, which I'm a member of, we had our first Cowboy on our show.
I saw that. Congratulations, man. You had Brock Hoffman on there.
Yeah, we had Brock Hoffman, and people like, "Man, how'd you get Brock Hoffman on the show?" I say, I asked him. so Kai, well, like I say, you know a lot of former players, current players. So your method, is it the same way? Are you just asking and telling them what you're all about?
That's what I'm doing. But it's hard for them to say yes if they haven't met you. That's all. And that's all part of what we're doing. That's why when I retired, I was like, I just want to make myself available, go to these events. But we go to the Shark 29 charity events. There's a lot of celebrities there. Everybody's, wearing One Star One Family shirts. People that we've connected with are like loving what we're doing and rocking our stuff to show that they want to be part of this Unity thing. So, and while we're there, people are seeing our logos and they're like, "Man, I'm seeing that brand everywhere." Dude, we're golfing with Eric Williams, bro. Eric Williams.
My favorite Cowboy. My favorite Cowboy.
I know that's why I brought it up. I know favorite. That is. Dude. So the year before last, Kenny put him with us, and we're like, "Wow, this is crazy." So, but he sees us all, me, Raleigh, Steven Cruz, the flag runner, wearing One Star One Family polos, and Princess Angie rose up. She's wearing a One Star One Family blinged out, polo, and people are wearing, and he's just like, okay. And then next thing you know, he's like, "Hey, brother," he goes, "How I get me one of them shirts?"
Yeah.
I go, what size are you? He said 3XLT. I said, I got you. Don't even trip. So yeah, but he started asking about what we're doing. You know, they got to see you, you know, doing fun stuff, positive stuff. They start seeing other people repping. Now they're like, it intrigues them, and they're like, man, what is that about? Like, I see a lot of like fun, like people like wearing that logo. Like, what is it about? So they actually start asking us. We tell them, next you know, they're invited. You know, hey, you're invited to anything that we put out there. You know, so it's cool. Word gets out. But yeah, this last tournament, I actually Flozell. You saw? Were you there when Flozell?
I just missed. Remember, I just missed Flozell. I had to leave because I had another engagement, and then you put Big Flozell. I was like, I miss Flo. Oh my God! I said, man, you know, I'm a big offensive lineman, so you know I got love for the offensive lineman, right? Yeah. And when you sent me the picture that I just missed Flozell, I was like, dirty dude. It was my brother's birthday, and I was a part of getting him out the house for the surprise birthday.
Right. I remember that. Yeah,
that's why we had to leave. And matter of fact, he wanted to thank you again. He said, man, you guys have fun. It was just, hey, we were at a cigar social with Kenny Gant, and people didn't know. And I asked my brother, it was a way to get him out the house. I said, bro, come to the little cigar social with me. 1 Star One family and everything. And man, next thing you know, Riley D is playing birthday music for him. He's up dancing. He said, man, you guys are turning me back into Cowboy fans. and I told him, I say, man, this is every time we get together. Look, we just like to have a good time. That's all it is, you know. And just FYI, if you ever want to pass Eric Williams my number, email, contact information, we love to have him on the show. Anyway, we'll move on. But yeah, man, you know, little shameless plugs. This is who you know. You know how it is.
But that's what it is. But that's what happened though. It gave us the opportunity to talk to him, say, hey, this is what we do. We have a decent social media following. You have a charity organization. Oh yeah, I got the EW, foundation for that. I said, okay, cool. Right. Guess what? You give me the information. I can't put it out there if I don't have it. We'd love to just help put it out there for you. You got celebrity golf tournaments. What do you have going on? Just let us know. We'll help. Right. And because the players have a connect with the players. A lot of players don't have a connect with the fans.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
We're trying to be the connect with the fans to the players.
Yes.
And vice versa. It's happening, but at the same time, they're starting to see it now. And we've actually had a couple of players call us, that want us to promote some stuff for them. So that's going to be coming. But it's, again, it's crazy that we are getting those calls and it's happening, but we're trying to do everything the right way. Again, we still got to think of everything we do by not, stepping on anybody's toes and being inclusive, not exclusive, and just, doing it in a way that's, presented right and professional about everything. So, it's crazy. Again, we're feeling blessed. We're feeling thankful. And the support we have with everybody that's at our events. There's a lot of names to put out there because this isn't just, we don't have, we put founder, but I don't even I'm president thing, but we are just mains. We don't have titles because with titles, we have expectations and this person, that person, we just try to help each other out from out the gate. Everybody there is just trying to help each other out, make things happen for those that show up and want to attend our events. So yeah, man, it's cool. And we have the big tailgate here for the Raiders preseason game in Las Vegas. So that's gonna be nuts.
I'm gonna try to make it. May be in the middle, that the movie that's coming up that a lot of people know about. Yeah, I may be busy until literally the first game of the season, but hey, opportunities. Hey, put it like this: I'll be closer to you, right? I'll be closer to you. So, man, for sure. This is what I do normally to end our show. I don't know if you ever saw it before. I have a list of 20 questions called either or. Basically, you choose one or the other. Okay, it's just a little fun way to end the segment, to end the show and everything like that. We'll do either or, and then we'll do your final thoughts, man. And we want you to pub everything. I want you to pub your TikTok, your Facebook, all your stuff, and then also your upcoming events. Okay, so we'll do the either or, and this is another way to get to know DJ Kai. All right. All right, man. My first question. First and 10 or fourth and inches?
Well, I want first and 10. I'm going for it if it's fourth and inches, though.
Which one would you rather? Either or. Which one?
First and 10.
All right. Man to man or zone?
It really depends on the other side of the ball, but but man, man up, lock him down.
Run or pass?
Run.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Cheer for or be cheered?
Cheer for.
17-0 or championship?
Championship.
Ring or Hall of Fame?
Fame. Ooh. Can't get in the Hall of Fame without a ring. Most of the time. Hall of Fame, though. Hall of Fame's. Yeah, Hall of Fame. That jacket, man.
Ain't nothing like that gold jacket, huh?
Yeah.
Play the game or coach the game?
My situation, play the game. I love coaching. When I had the chance to coach the game. Coach the game. Mentor,
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Truck or car?
Truck.
Grass or turf?
Grass.
Indoor or outdoors?
Outdoors.
TV or movie?
TV.
Baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Beef or chicken?
Beef.
Tecmo Bowl or Madden?
Tecmo Bowl.
You telling that age, aren't you? Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Roger Staubach or Tony Romo?
Woo. Staubach.
Jimmy Johnson or Tom Landry?
Landry.
Okay. And the greatest question of all time, and I know what you're going to choose, and it's really upsetting me, but it's because where you live. Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Is this the 21 Armando 21?
Yeah.
His hard-hitting question.
Yeah, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, you already know, man. In-N-Out, man. In-N-Out. You know what? We have not had a good experience at Whataburger yet. And that's I think probably what it comes down to, man. Last time Sherry got a Whataburger, the burger was looked like someone socked it about 4 times. So yeah. But you can't just get a regular burger at In-N-Out, bro. You got to get it animal style. It's got to be 3x3 animal style. Get the fries animal style, and it's a wrap.
All right. I got a confession. All right, but I went to In-N-Out when it first opened, and I hated it. I was like, what's so special about In-N-Out? So 21 was in Dallas. 21 was in Dallas, and he was just like, hey, man, I want to go to In-N-Out. I said, for what? You know? And he's like, man, we don't have one in El Paso. We got Whataburger, but we don't have it in El Paso. I was like, all right. So I took him to In-N-Out. I was just like, okay, I ate it. I was like, it's okay. It's no big deal. I'm like, it's In-N-Out, whatever. So then he came back the next time. We were coming back from Trailers Village. I never forget. And he said, man, I want to go to In-N-Out. I said, again? I said, all right. So I text you. I said, man, what should I get at In-N-Out. You said, hey man, get the 3x3 animal style, blah blah. So I made a video of this on my TikTok, right? So I walked up, I said, man, can I get a 3x3 animal style? I said it just like that too, Kyle. 3x3 animal style. Animal style fries, whatever, man. Let's just get this over with, right? So I got it. I was eating it. I was like, oh, okay. I see the difference now. But just a regular In-N-Out burger is just like it's just a burger, you know.
Yeah.
But when you told me the proper way to eat, but then this is another thing. I say, why the hell you want to eat somewhere it's got a secret menu? You don't know about it. That's my problem. Why is it a secret?
That's something that's crazy. I'm barely finding out they got onion rings. I didn't know they have onion rings on the secret menu or chicken sandwiches. Yeah. Why wouldn't you not post that to sell it? Like, it's crazy.
Dude, so that's my problem with In-N-Out. Why is it a secret? I mean, I'm paying you. Tell me what you got. You know, let's finish it. But I'll give you a pass because you're from California. So
there you go.
Now next time you eat at Whataburger, make sure you call me. I'll tell you the proper thing to order, just like you did for me.
All right, cool. Bet.
So hey man, Kai,
yes,
let
sir.
everybody know where they can find One Star, One Family.
Hey man. Well, first let me get back to that Jimmy Johnson Landry question.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Landry, but after sitting with these guys and them telling me stories about Jimmy Johnson and how he kept all them dudes in check during that Super Bowl runs, I got a lot of mad respect for Jimmy Johnson, dude. All them dudes were feared. They had fear from that dude, man. It's crazy to hear the stories, but that dude, he was on him. He did not play. But it's hard to go against Landry, man. That's a legendary coach right there.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
One Star One Family, man. You guys, you know what? You guys can find us on at One Star One Family on Facebook, at One Star One Family on Instagram, at One Star One Family on TikTok. We do have a link tree, so all the events that we are a part of or have going on, you can look in our link tree near our bio on any of those pages and hit it, and it'll open up to stuff like fan zones, game packages, to our tickets for our Las Vegas Raiders game, you know, tailgate that we're going to be hosting, a lot of stuff like that, how to find our video for stand up.
Yep.
The stand-up remix that we did, and also Make Some Noise on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, all that. But you can also email us at support@onestar1family.com. And we're very not hard to get a hold of. So any questions you guys have about anything, hey, we'd love to get back to you guys. Again, much love, man. Dallas Cowboys Chris. It's been cool. I signed your wall. Sad you had to leave the wall, but I signed your wall. Sherry signed your wall. Sherry's gonna pop in to say wave hi to you real quick. She's
get on in here, Sherry.
Real quick.
Yay, Sherry.
Outside. It's a nice, cool 105 outside.
a quick, cool 105, right?
Not nice, yeah.
Yeah, hey. So she just got back with her grandma Jeannie, which is actually big time Cowboys fan, and she's from Corpus Christi, so it's not just my family, both sides of the family, man. A lot of Cowboys fans.
Hey, they got a question. They want to know when are you dropping the new music, brother?
I know. You know what? I have a hook for a track. I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it myself or if I'm gonna collab. There's a couple people that I actually have in mind. I just need to reach out to them. I'm just trying to narrow it down to who I want to hit up, and then we'll do something. But if you hear the tracks, man, it's all about us Cowboys fans. I don't talk about even the players hardly. I don't talk about other teams. It's all about us Cowboys fans getting out there, repping to the fullest, you know, together and doing our thing everywhere we go. So I appreciate all the love on the music, man. But we will be going to Atlanta for the game, and we'll be doing some day parties. And I know I'm gonna perform over there at a day party because they're hitting me up like, bro, you come to our day party. We want you to perform. We got you. So yeah, so it's crazy to know that we're going across the stage to perform and people are waiting. So yeah, that's nuts, man. I did not expect stuff like that to happen. So
man, that's awesome. So do you other than Atlanta, do you have any other dates that you got One Star One Family planned to attend Cowboy games?
Yeah, well, we'll be there Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
We are going to go to the Thanksgiving game. That's a good family game for people that have their kids off school to maybe try to make it. But also, you have other, podcasters that are going to be going to the Kent fans. The World's team, I think they're going also. But yeah, we'll be there Thanksgiving. And I'll give a plug out to Vatos Locos Tailgating. That's probably where we're going to be at is vatoslocos.tailgating.com. Hit them up. We'll probably be with them at their tailgate right down the street from the stadium. Big shout out to GNS Bus Tours out of San Antonio. We're doing everything we can to help them. They do bus trips to the stadium from San Antonio and tailgates, so that's pretty cool. And shout out to Steven Cruz, man, our Dallas Cowboys flag runner, Steven Cruz. Super fan, super cowboy, and Princess Angie. Much love to you guys. Much love to James, the Soup Man, right? Much love to Tattoo Mark. All you super fans, man, rocking our patches on their jersey or just showing us mad love. And then also Cowboys Like Car Club, man, Renee and Stephanie Arredondo. Much love to you guys. Dude, Kenny Gant, shark29charities.org. You guys can check them out for information on the upcoming golf tournament for next year. And if you're in Texas, you guys want to go to these golf tournaments. There's like almost more celebrities than golfers at this tournament. So it's an awesome way to just play the golf and be around these guys, man. It's crazy the stuff you guys can attend and be in the middle of just by attending. Like, this is the kind of stuff we're trying to get out there and let people know about. So
yeah. Hey man, that's one thing. You know, the white shirt I got with all the patches on and everything.
Yeah.
I don't have the new One Star One Family patch, with the different colors. Because I was gonna get the different colors and put on, so I gotta hook up with you to get the different colors. Because the season is coming up, man. I got it. I always update my shirt every year, so I need to update it.
It is, and you know what? We're close to making a big move, like having our own website for our shirts. We don't even have a website to sell any merch, so this has all been personal. This has all been personal right now.
You got to get a website. You got to get a website, bro.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have our hats. Our new hats.
Look, man. Matter of fact, I didn't even wear my new hat. Hold on. I didn't have it. My bad. How am I gonna do a whole show and don't even have my hat on? What is wrong with me, bro? I'm sorry.
You're good.
I got dressed late and I was like, oh man, I gotta hurry up. And then I was thinking about it. I said, you know what? I don't even have my One Star One logo hat. But don't worry, I got several. Hold on.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
I got a white one too. So hey, I'm a supporter of One Star One Family. Okay,
you're a supporter. You're part of it.
Yes.
Again, anybody rocking our stuff, they're just part of this unity message, man. We're not trying to claim anything or saying, "Oh, it's us over you." Nah, man. It's just spreading the word out that this unity thing is taking off and being part of it. We have a lot of our people that most supportive belong to fan clubs.
Right.
They just love it that when their fan club's not doing something, they can attend our event because there's something going on. They have just added option for them to do something. Again, being family, we even have our own little kid stuff, our little ones stuff. Like it's cool, man. There's just so many.
See, that's why we need the website. Because I got a granddaughter that's a toddler. I got grandsons that's little bitty kids, and they gotta rock the One Star One Family stuff, man. Yep. I definitely got to get with you about that, though. Seriously.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we haven't even put that out there because we're just still working on figuring out how we're gonna do it. But believe me, you thought we're doing everything. We're earning everything that we're getting. We're trying to at least, and do it. And now we're going to really hit that gas pedal. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
Right. Well, hey, man, this is one of the special conversations with Chris's that I had, man. I was looking forward to this. Dude, We went 2 hours. normally my conversations are about 1 hour, but I was like, you know what? Hey, me and Kai, we're gonna rock this as long as possible, because I've been waiting on this conversation, man. And I wanted people to know the man behind One Star One Family, and I think we got to know him. And man, I do appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh,
it's awesome, man. Hey, if you know me, if you need anything, anytime, anywhere, brother, you know
that. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. You got our support. Definitely anything you guys need to help getting out there, would definitely put it out there. But man, let's just keep doing what we're doing, man. Congratulations on all your success right now. Going from, Cowboys Huddle to having your Cowboy Up podcast with the guys. That's pretty awesome. Big Mikey, keep him in check if you can.
520. Mr. 520. Hey, ain't no keeping Mikey in check. You just got to give him a little paddock and let him roam free. You can't let him get out in the wilderness. You got to look in a little paddock. But that's my boy, man. That's my boy. I love that unhinged of him.
I haven't met Rue yet, but I'd like to meet.
You will.
Rue.
You will.
Real cool dude. So I mean, I have been able to personally meet a bunch of you guys, and that's what it's all about, man. You know where we're coming from, we know where you're coming from,
right?
And any accomplishments either one of us are having, I already know the other person's like, hell yeah, that's what's up. Exactly. Keep doing your thing. So man, much love to you and everybody out there, man, supporting us, doing our One Star One Family. Again, follow us. Our TikTok is the one, we want to get more followers on. We're close to 39,000 followers, but again, we kind of took a break. We kind of been in chill mode, but at the same time, here we go again, man. Here we go.
Well, that's good, man. And everybody watching the show on Facebook and on YouTube, man, I appreciate this. I do. And if you don't mind,
subscribe.
Follow me on YouTube, man. It's the Cowboy Up Podcast Established 2024. We'd love for you to subscribe, man. We do our show on Tuesday nights. But once again, hey man, we come to the end. Thanks, DJ Kai.
Hey, let's go, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I had fun. That 2 hours went hella fast.
Exactly. hey, like I always say, man, Dallas Cowboys for life. We'll see y'all next time.
That's right.